Alright guys, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Where we left off last time, I had just completed the reinforced iron plate factory. We did a few other things. Now, between then and this episode, I have done some things off camera. For starters, you might have noticed, I've got Blade Runners now. It just makes movement a lot easier. I tried to make it nothing too major, so as to not interfere with the playthrough too much. So I got the Blade Runners when unlocked quartz, and got the chainsaw as well. And I unlocked some solid biofuel in the last episode, so I've been using that. Additionally, over here, I've got a little network kind of set up for just making that biofuel. So leaves go into that one, wood goes into that one, makes biomass, and the biomass comes in here, makes solid biofuel, and then it comes out over here. As far as the iron plate factory, iron rod factory, nothing has changed there. Still producing screws and iron rods and iron plates just fine. This one just actually shut down right before I started recording. It's shut off because no fuel. Fuel is kind of an issue right now. So we'll put that in there, and there. Take that fuse back. Now this is something else I did. I basically just revamped the copper. So originally, it just went straight. It was just one smelter, one refinery, into one constructor. But now I've revamped it a little bit, so now it's got 2 smelters. So it's fully utilizing the 60 per minute that the miner is producing. So you see 30 per minute being used here and 30 per minute being used here. And then right over here, this is just going into copper sheets. Now it isn't operating at peak efficiency just because we're only taking 20 per minute and we're producing 30 per minute. Don't really have a use for the rest of it, so we'll just kind of keep it as is, but we're making a lot of copper sheets, so it's not that big of a deal. On the other side, we've got the copper ingots going into a splitter manifold, which is going into 2 different constructors, making wires. Now these are 100% efficient, or they should be. Don't know why it's saying they're not. It's 30 per minute. It's taking 15 per minute. It should be 100% efficient. I'm not sure why it's saying it isn't, but. And the wire is going into this container, which is then going into this constructor to make cables. So a bunch of extra wire here, a bunch of cables up here. So, and it's just a little quality of life stuff that I've been doing. In this episode, what I'm looking to do is, first off, make a rotor factory, because rotors are pretty important in what we're going to be doing. Making the space elevator, which we essentially have all the parts for. We're just kind of waiting for, I think it's wires really that we're waiting for. Yeah, it's just the wires that we need. And lastly, if we have time for it, a modular frame factory. Shouldn't be too difficult. Just looking to get 2 per minute. But for the rotor factory, come over here. I've already kind of decided on a spot. Up here where these 2 nodes are. And before I start working on that, let me kind of show you guys what I'm looking at. So over here, again on satisfactorytools.com, you can look this up. So rotors are made at a rate of 4 per minute. And it needs 45 iron ore per minute. The place that I have picked out has 2 impure nodes. So the miners will give 30 per minute per. So in total, it'll have 60 per minute, which is more than what we need. That's going into 2 smelters. 3 constructors, then another 3 constructors, and then finally the assembler, where it's going to make 4 rotors per minute. As far as how much stuff we'll need 20 reinforced iron plates, 58 cables, 10 iron rods, 16 wires, and 4 rotors. Nothing that we don't have already. So I'll keep this up on the side, and then we'll head back to the game. And we'll go and get started by just mining this iron ore out. These nodes, you can't actually put a miner Mark 1 or Mark 2 on the node unless you get rid of this one first. So in total, we need, 6 constructors, 2 smelters, and then the assembler. So we can make it work on 1 floor. Let's go and get the foundation laid out, and we'll go. Oh, it's 6 across this time. And then we'll go and we'll go 5 down. So one problem that I've been running into is a lack of concrete because those limestone. Another thing I did was I hooked up the limestone node over here. Where is it at? Right here. Hooked this one up, so it's now producing concrete. But again, because they're both impure nodes, it's not actually making it to its full effectiveness. But not a huge deal. We're not running short on it so far, but in the future we definitely will have to fix that. So let's see what we got here. We will start off with these smelters. And both of these are going to be going to the same constructor, so we don't have to worry about splitting it off in a specific way or anything. Right there, nice and even. We'll go ahead and this will be a merger. It's going to come out this way. I'm going to get all this stuff worked out, and then I will hook up the miners to it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and jump cut real quick, and I will be back once I'm finished building the kind of the skeleton of it. Alright, so everything is finished now, or it should be. We just have to power it all up. So to run you guys through basically what I did, put the miners down, of course, each one going to their separate smelter at 30 per minute, which is exactly what the miners are going to be producing because those are impure nodes. We're going to merge up over here and then split up again for 3 constructors. Every single one's going to be making iron rods. And this gets a little bit confusing back here, so bear with me. But 15 plus 15 plus 15 is 45. We needed 20 per minute going into the assembler, and 25 per minute coming into these 3 constructors over here for the screws. So we've got this merger right here going up into this splitter, which splits it off into 3 ways. So now it's 15, 15, and 15. Now this 15 over here, I have it split off again into 5, 5, and 5. This 5 is coming back here into this merger with this 15 to get 20 going into the assembler. And then the rest of it's just going to merge up into this one for the 25 going into the 3 constructors. After that, we've got the mergers over here, and then it ends off with the assembler going into this storage container. Overall, not super complicated, a little bit tedious to do, but this is honestly, like, I did a motor factory before, and even a motor factory isn't like crazy. Like you try and do stuff like computer factory or a heavy modular frame factory, those things take a lot of time, and it's just multi-level of just a ton of crap, really. So I came over here because I wanted to get some biofuel so we can turn it on. And while you guys were away, like all the power systems just shut off because we just don't have any fuel. So I need to go and get just go around here and chop down some trees for some fuel. I think is the best thing over there probably. And then we'll put those into the machine back there and have it producing the solid biofuel. I'd really just want to get coal power already. But that's probably going to end up being next episode because we'll finish the space elevator this episode, and we'll see about doing that modular frame factory as well. Again, that one shouldn't be too difficult. And then we'll look at what we can do next episode. So for now, that should be enough. Just chop down this one. Okay. One thing I do want to do kind of off camera is get parachute. At this stage, the legs are good, the Blade Runners, and they're actually super useful for getting around. Probably the best thing you can do early game. But a parachute's kind of essential if you don't want to die off of ledges because we don't have jetpacks yet. So that's all cooking now. Let's see how much extra we have in this container. 36. Sure. So each one's getting 40. Should work out just fine. And you see we got so many biomass generators around. It's just like putting everything on one system. Honestly, I'm not even sure that we'll be able to fit it all on one system, because I'll probably end up making 4 coal power plants, which I'm not sure how much that'll power. 75 per coal power. So 8 times that. Sorry, did I say 4? I meant 8 coal power plants is what I was planning on making initially. So we should have plenty of power. But for now, starting up the miners, and you can see it's a lot slower because it's an impure node, so only going at 30 per minute. But that's exactly what we need for the smelters, so. Let's just kind of watch it do its thing. Matter of fact, let's see, lookout tower. Yep, I'm about to just do a little time lapse of everything filling up. One of my favorite things of this game is just seeing everything fill up, so here you go, time lapse time. Just realized I could have put it on. There is a photo mode somewhere, but anyways, I just noticed as well this one is not operating at peak efficiency. It's because these are conveyor belt Mark 1s, and unfortunately we don't have the Mark 2 conveyor belts unlocked yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark off the Rotor Factory for now because it's basically done. But I am going to go and fix that real quick. We'll just go and get Logistics Mark II and then upgrade that. I don't think it's going to cost too much. And while we're here, I'm going to grab some solid biofuel. Alright, Logistics Mark II. We basically have everything that we need for it. Just need some iron rods and more iron plates. So be right back. Alright, here we are. Bang, Logistics Mark II ready to launch. Very good.
Milestone reached. Improved versions of conveyor belts and conveyor lifts are now accessible. To encourage additional verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's just me, but does anyone else like keep just a ton of building materials on them? Just in case, you never know when you're gonna need them. Okay, so this is the one, and this one. Yeah, because you see this is producing 20 per minute, 40 per minute, and 40 per minute. So 40 plus 40 is 80, and the Mark 1 belts, they have a max of 60 per minute. So, but this should be everything back in order, and we should see this operating at 100% efficiency soon. See the rotors we got. 8 rotors so far. Very cool. Okay. That is the Rotor Factory done. Let's look at what we need for the space elevator. Concrete. So I'm not worried about the iron plates and the iron rods, nor am I worried about the copper wire. The concrete might be an issue. Let me just see how much we've got over here. 64 in this one. The other one should have a bunch because I haven't taken from it in a bit. But let's go and see. And this one, yep, plenty. That is plenty. Okay. I guess we'll go and grab some iron plates and iron rods and some wire, and then we'll go and get this bad boy built. Alright, so we got enough materials for it now. As far as where to put it, I'm thinking right up here. This is where I put it on every other playthrough I've done. Just because it's a nice, relatively flat area. Get it good right here. There we go. Always a cool thing to watch. Dope. Now we can cross off the space elevator. It's 2 of the 3 things we want to do. And now we've got to go and complete phase 1. So we need automated wiring. Yep, no new tiers just yet. For the automated wiring, doesn't look like we can actually make it in here. It's actually not automated wiring. What is that? No. Somewhere in here. Smart plating. So smart plating, we have to make it in an assembler. And this takes reinforced iron plates and rotors. Hey, guess what we just made? Both of those. So now we can go and hook them up and have them start making some smart plating. Let me go and grab some rotors so I can actually craft the assembler, and then we'll get this hooked up. Honestly, for this one, I'm not too worried about it looking good because it's not going to be a permanent thing. It's just until we get the first few stages of the space elevator done. So we'll have this making smart plating. Hook up one free thing right there, and then we'll put down a storage container. Oops. Somewhat out of the way. There we go. Very good. Let me come and grab some more iron plates just to refill. All right. Next is the modular frame factory. So this one, they're going to be made at a rate of 2 per minute. Now, unfortunately, we've got a lot of room being taken up over here. That's interesting. That's still there. As far as iron we can use, it's just all iron. These ones we've already done. Those ones we've already used. There's some more over yonder that I'm thinking we'll use for these frameworks. Oh, there goes another freaking power grid shut down. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting coal power. Okay, so this is going to be hopefully at least a normal vein. Impure. Oof. That is going to be tough. But we'll see what we need. I think it's less than 60 is what we need, so we'll just need to use both of these. Real quick, let's just go and look up what exactly it'll take. So, modular frames in a rate of 2 per minute. So we only need 48 iron ore, which is not bad. If we wanted to make 3, that would go above the 60, right? Yeah, it'd be 72. So we'll stick with 2 for now. Another power grid just shut down. Very good. Okay, so we'll need 2 smelters. Honestly, what I'll do is I won't even underclock the smelters. I'll just use 2 smelters and then have them both branching off into their respective parts, so I don't have to worry about this really precise 27 and 21 breakup. And then we'll have the constructors over there, reinforced iron plates into the modular frame assembler. Okay, going back to the game. So we will need this in an equipment workshop real quick and make some portable miners. As far as where to place this factory, probably just out here. Looking like a good spot. So I'll just go try 5 for now. 5 by 5. Can you move, please, big man? Okay. So let's see what we need here. We'll need 2 smelters. Gonna get these down. Looks like it's out there, right there. And then, tell you what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna move one of the smelters over here, so it just gives them more breathing room. Right, looks like that's in line. So this one's gonna go into a constructor, straight ahead. This one's gonna go into 2 constructors. So we'll do this. We'll get a splitter. Hook this bad boy up. And now this one's going to be, both of them are making iron rods. One's going to be at 40% overclock, so it's making 6 per minute. For a total of 21. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to keep this at 100% just because it makes the math a little easier. So we'll have this one going into directly into the assembler. And then we'll have this one, actually I think we'll have this one going into the assembler, and then this one will go into another constructor for screws. So we'll put that one right there. Put that up. And this one's going to be making screws. Keep it at 40, sure. And this one's making iron plates, so we will go put down an assembler. And this one's making the reinforced iron plates. Okay, so we'll go through these all again just to make sure everything's looking good. Iron ingots. Iron ingots. This one's going to be making iron rods and iron rods. These iron rods are going to be making screws. And actually I can go ahead and underclock that other one just to make 10 per minute. Save us a little bit of power. So, because it only needs 10 per minute, we only need 36 screws a minute in total. So, and then we'll have the rest of these. And I'm thinking we'll go upstairs. So we'll make a second floor. All right. So now we'll move this belt over here. Put those conveyor belts on, and before we do that, actually I need a way to actually get up there. The power grid, lovely. See if there's a good spot to put a storage container. Right back here. Okay, so kind of working backwards, for 2 modular frames a minute, we will need 3 reinforced iron plates a minute and 12 iron rods per minute. Coming downstairs, we've got this smelter smelting 30 iron per minute, going into this constructor making 20 iron plates a minute, which is then going into this assembler. Making reinforced iron plates, again it said 30 per minute, so we'll just underclock that. So now it's taking 18 and we're producing 20. And for the screws it's taking 36. We've already been over that, we're producing 40, but just to go over it again, we've got that going in 30 a minute into 2 different constructors. This one's at underclocked, so it's exactly what it needs to be at 10, making 40. The screws are going to come in here. Only needs 36, and then the rest of the iron rods are going upstairs. Oh, you already saw it, so but it should be operating at peak efficiency. Now all I need to do is put down some biomass burners. We'll do that in the corner back here, kind of overlapping with that one, but it's okay. And I'll go ahead and cut till after we're done with the power. All right, now that we've got all the power done, we can go ahead and get our miners hooked up. Again, I'm not too worried about cleanliness for these guys. And power them up. Let's see if we got an open power pole anywhere. These 2 will do. Do you have any fuel on us? We do not. I'll be right back once I get some fuel. Okay, so it seems we've run into a slight problem with this power grid over here. I didn't notice this earlier, but you see its max consumption of 67.2, while our capacity is only 60. So that is a problem, to say the least. What we can do to fix that, very simple. See if we got any extra room over here. Nope. So I'll just do a little trick from earlier. And then we will connect these two power grids together, like so. And now if you look at it, it says max. Hold on, maybe it's because these guys are off. Hold on. Okay, so that's because this one just ran out of fuel literally at that exact moment. So let's put some more in there. So now the capacity is 120 megawatts, so we are just barely above our max consumption. The reason that happened is because I put that assembler over there, the new one making the smart plating. It looks like over here this stuff has stopped working as well. I'm telling you, man, it's just, this biofuel is just, when you have so many different factories, it's a real pain. Put all that in there. And this is on its own grid, so. But we didn't want that to stop. Let's go and see and check how much smart plating we're at. A whole one smart plating in that time. Very cool. Very cool, baby. Alright. I'm just going to go ahead and we're out of solid biofuel. Never mind. And we need coal fuel. We need coal power right now. It is seriously getting annoying having to do this. Alright, I'm just going to go around and gather some wood and stuff real quick. I'll see you guys back whenever we finally decide to power on the modular frame factory. Alright, so here we are with hopefully enough biofuel for a minute. We will go and turn this factory on, and of course something else shuts down at that exact moment. We're going to put the fuel in there, and in there. And your max consumption is, of course, it's 64. Why would it not be 64? Cool. I can make another one real quick. There we go. Connect it up like that. It should be good. So now we got a capacity of 90. Cool. So all these guys are coming through. Making that iron ingots. We can actually dial this back a little bit to save. Okay, so funny story. I accidentally stopped the recording because I had went to underclock one of the machines and clicked the stop recording button on my numpad while I was underclocking. But as you can see, the factory is working just fine, fully as intended. We've got a few modular frames so far. So I'd marked that off our to-do list. So to kind of recap what we've been over today. First thing, the Rotor Factory. And on the topic of the Rotor Factory, let me know how you guys enjoy the try a little bit of a different editing style with the Rotor Factory, kind of skipping most of it, and then at the end kind of letting you see a time lapse of everything in action. But the second thing we did is the space elevator, which is looking pretty good. Hopefully next episode we'll complete phase 1. And the last thing we did today was the modular frame factory, which as you saw was also working fully as intended. So, with that being said, next episode, again, we're going to try and finish phase 1, finally get coal power because this biomass stuff is really starting to tick me off. But other than that, that's going to pretty much wrap up today's episode. If you guys did enjoy, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All that being said, I will catch you guys next time. See ya.